Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about my 5 least favorite cover art designs in the Criterion Collection. So, as you know on this channel, I'm a pretty big Criterion Collection fan. I'm also a pretty big fan of physical media in general, specifically boutique label movies. And most of the time when you're buying movies from boutique labels, such as this edition of Super Cop from 88 Films, you get awesome artwork that is different than the actual movie artwork. Anyway, Super Cop, big fan. But today I'm specifically going to be talking about Criterion Collection. Now, Criterion Collection is known for having unique artists design their cover art for each of their films. And I think for the most part, in their upwards of 1,300 films in the catalog, they have fantastic art. Now, you might be asking, if you're a fan of the film, why does the art really matter? Because the whole point is to just watch the movie. Well, I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you, similar to me, have that collector mindset, or that, like, if you're gonna actually go out and buy something, you want that complete package. You want something that looks nice on your shelf and gets you excited about watching that movie. I mean, this trickles down even deeper than that, and just to having good movie poster art. If a movie is marketed properly and has excellent posters, that poster communicates a certain vibe, it's attention grabbing, it makes you want to watch that movie. The art of that is probably dying a little bit more and more with streaming, but even still, when you're flipping through something on streaming, if the thumbnail stands out as being catchy, you're more likely to want to click on it, just like a YouTube thumbnail. Anyways, though, when it comes to having a piece of physical media, the art is important to someone like me. Although, yes, of course, I'm still gonna go buy the movie if it's a movie I love on a label that I love. But a lot of times with Criterion Collection, you know, at least for me, I'm blind buying a lot of these movies. I'm buying a lot of movies that I haven't seen before because I'm trusting the brand and I'm trusting what I've heard about these films online or from other people who have reviewed these movies. And so when I go into a Barnes & Noble during a 50% off sale and I'm torn between which of these two films I haven't seen before am I gonna buy as my final pickup, the one with slightly better artwork might be enough to just push me over that edge and actually get me to buy that film. Okay, so we get it. The artwork does matter, especially to a physical media collector. Does it really impact whether or not I'll buy the film? Who's to say? But if it does have great artwork, specifically great packaging, I can tell you what, if I was on the fence, I'll probably buy it. All right, so let's get into this list already. So starting at number 5, David Fincher's The Game. I actually don't really have much to say about this one. I just think it's really boring. Okay, number 4. I realize that I did not go in depth on that at all, and sorry, I just don't have much else to say about it. It doesn't really make me want to watch the movie, so I suppose it does kind of match that kind of sterile 90s corporate office vibe of the film. I do think it's one of David Fincher's less visually appealing movies anyway, so I guess in that sense it does kind of suit the artwork, but it's just fairly boring for me, and I had to have something at number 5. Number 4, Triangle of Sadness. Now, I really like this movie. I think it's visually stunning. I actually really enjoy the original poster art for this movie, and I just feel like, I don't know, I was pretty disappointed, I guess, when they released the cover art on Criterion, because I was excited about this coming to Criterion. I haven't purchased it on Criterion yet, just because I haven't been in the mood to rewatch it yet. However, I think if it had really cool cover art or cooler packaging or something, I probably would have just bought it already, but I didn't, because though I understand what it's going for with the gold hand grenade and the kind of alcohol that it's spewing out from, the whole story is kind of just like this hand grenade waiting to go off. But there was so much stunning cinematography to the movie that it would have been nice to have like cover art that kind of captured that vibe instead. So yeah, just not really a big fan of the Triangle of Sadness artwork. What can I say? Number 3, this one is for Querelle. Now, I think this one got a lot of flack when it came out because it almost looks like AI generated art. However, I did some research and it's not. It was designed by someone named Astra Zero, and according to a lot of communities that are fans of the film, that they feel like the artist did actually capture that original visual style of Tom of Finland. I just particularly don't care for this type of art style, and I feel like it doesn't look like anything from inside of the movie because the movie doesn't have that, 3D animated sheen to it. It just kind of gives the wrong vibe or energy. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree on this one. Number 2, David Lynch's Inland Empire. Again, this is just very boring artwork, especially when you consider so much of David Lynch's catalog is in the Criterion, and I think all of the previous entries of his films have really impeccable artwork. I think what's disappointing about this one is that it actually is just the original poster art for the movie. It would have been cool to see them design something new for this. However, the movie isn't all that pleasing to look at for the most part. It's all shot on these old mid-2000s like camcorders, and so the movie just isn't really like visually stunning anyway, but it would have been cool to see some custom artwork for this cover. I do think it's just fairly bland, not to mention it's the only David Lynch film that comes in a jewel case outside of the documentary about David Lynch, but of his actual directorial films that are in the Criterion Collection, it's the only one that is in the jewel case, so it doesn't really match up either. So it's a combination of artwork and casing for me. It just is a bit of a bummer when, I was looking forward to this movie being released. Okay, so before I get to number one, I want to go over a couple of quick honorable mentions. And really, it's a bit of a list because Criterion does this thing. They were kind of on a kick of doing it a lot last year in 2024 with a lot of their releases, where they just put a big picture of someone's face as the main cover. Sometimes it works a little bit better than other times, but we have a progressive list of movies where we get these just big faces filling the whole cover art. The BRD trilogy, Mon Uncle Antoine, Tiny Furniture, but the worst one for me, the biggest one, was last year's release of Anatomy of a Fall. And that in particular is because I actually love the poster art for this one. So if we're going to stray from the poster art and we're going to pick something new and then it's just a big close-up of our main character's face, that's just not the most intriguing cover art. It doesn't really say much about what the kind of film is that you're going to be watching. It's just a big picture of our main character's face. And it's not particularly the most flattering angle or lighting. It's just what it is, I guess. And it feels kind of lazy to me, and it feels like a lot of the releases from 2024 in general were big pictures of just someone's face. Like if you look at To Die For or Girl Fight, and then this came out and it was like those were a little bit better. They had something else going on in them. The lighting was a little bit better, or they were doing something with the imagery to kind of convey an additional story. Anatomy of the Fall isn't the worst case of a big face on the cover. I think Tiny Furniture is a little bit worse in my opinion, but I haven't seen that movie, and I have seen Anatomy of the Fall. Like I said, I just think the normal poster art is so intriguing as it is that it's kind of a bummer that this is the cover art. But that's my number one. What's your least favorite Criterion Collection cover art? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And does cover art or movie poster art ever really make you not want to go see a movie or not want to buy a movie? I'd love to hear what you think about that. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you guys in the next one.